Welcome to another video. In today's video, we're in a very special 2011 Volkswagen GTI. Starting off with the outward appearance of this car, I definitely like how this one particularly looks, especially with those rotor wheels on the outside. This thing, in my opinion, just has the perfect stance. Definitely looks like a hot hatch. I mean, you just look at it, you can tell that it looks like it's a fun to drive. Still kind of has like a nice little mean presence, but it's not too much, you know. If anything, you know, like I said, it just has a really nice clean look to it. I really like how this thing cleans up well. You know, the car is really washed off right now. Everything about this car just looks really nice. I really like the front end, and then on the back you have this nice carbon fiber little spoiler back there, and then on the front end you have a nice carbon fiber splitter up there, and I just think that looks really nice. And then along with the carbon fiber spoiler on the back, you also have a little carbon fiber insert on the Volkswagen emblem down there, and I think that looks really cool. Now, as I mentioned when I first opened this video, that this is a special GTI, so on the outside of this vehicle you also have these badges, because this particular GTI was made and brought from Germany. Now, when I say made and brought in, basically it was imported from Germany, and it's here in the United States, and it definitely looks really cool, like I said, with all the badges on the outside. And this vehicle is also tuned by APR. It has a stage 2 tune, and I'll talk more about that once I start driving the car, how it feels and stuff like that. But like I said, definitely a special car. It's definitely something you won't see every day on the road. Now, on to the inside of the car. Now, like I said, this car is brought from Germany, so as soon as you sit down in these nice seats, you have a Germany flag right here behind the Volkswagen badge right here, and I definitely think that looks really cool. And back to sitting in these seats, I mean, these seats definitely look nice. I like how they have the GTI right here in the headrest behind me, and you know, just sitting here, very nice. You know, they hug me a decent amount. There's actually a lot of support right here on these bolstering, and you know, just a really nice car to sit down in. Of course, you have the steering wheel right here, perforated leather right here, and then of course you have a boost cage, because like I said, it is tuned by APR, so you have a nice boost gauge right here, and then right behind the boost gauge you have your RPMs, and you have your speed limit right there on the right, and then you have a digital speedometer right there, along with directions, so north, west, south, and you know, how many miles you have left, gas mileage and stuff like that is all located right there behind the steering wheel. Also over here you have a nice little screen here, so that you have your hands-free calling right here. Of course, you also have some buttons here on the steering wheel that allow you to program that, but you have your hands-free calling right here. You have your radio, so AM, FM, satellite, and of course your navigation system is right here. It's a nice little easy to use navigation system. You know, it's not the newest. Like I said, this is a 2011 model and it is 2017, but I think it has aged well, and it definitely still would get the job done. So overall, you definitely have a nice little system right here that will definitely meet your needs. Also in this vehicle you have a nice moonroof right here. Of course, it does everything that moonroofs usually do. So of course it tilts. I have it tilted right now. You can see how much light it just lit in. It lets in a lot of light. Then you can also slide it all the way back, and of course you can just slide the cover here if you don't want that. So it's very nice, you know, just have that extra light right there. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and take this car in a drive. So we're gonna go ahead and turn it on here, and it's push to start here, of course, and I definitely like how that turned on. You know, the exhaust on this car is also APR, and you can hear it in the background right now. I'm gonna go ahead and take this thing on the road and let you guys know how it feels. So we are now driving the 2011 Volkswagen GTI, and since this being tuned by APR, I'm going to go ahead and put it in sports mode here. I have the paddle shifters available for me. This is a 6-speed automatic. Let's go ahead and step on the gas here. So definitely hearing this car's exhaust pop like that when you get on it. Every time it shifts, just pop, 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 and it sounds really cool. Now this car stock makes around 200 horsepower at the crank. Now I just looked up the information from APR, and it seems to be that you can run different fuel systems and whatnot with this car, but the average number for a stage 2 like this particular Volkswagen has on it is around 270 horsepower, so that's 70 horsepower over stock, and around 319 pound-feet of torque. And this thing definitely moves for its weight. I mean, around 3,000 pounds here, around 3,100 pounds here. Definitely a fast car that does not hesitate to get up and get out of anyone's way. Definitely a lot of fun just doing that right there. It sounds really great with that exhaust note back there. gonna go ahead and roll onto it again here. Definitely, and then hearing this blow-off valve, I mean, like I said, definitely a quick car. If you heard the wheels spinning there for a second, I do believe that on the front of this vehicle they are running 235 wide tires, so you know, and then definitely it's still ready to go for me. I mean, definitely hearing, and then you can hear the turbo spooling up as well. Just sounds really phenomenal. Definitely a really nice sounding and fast car. I'm gonna go ahead and downshift here. Yeah, that definitely put the smile on your face. And the thing I really like about this car the most is that it's such a nice little package that you get. Like I said, you have a nice little hot hatch here. You have all the storage in the back with the trunk. A very usable back seat, by the way. This back seat has enough room. Now, of course, this being in the car just downshifted since I'm still in sports mode, it definitely wants to go. Go ahead and give it what it wants here. But like I was saying, you definitely have a nice usable vehicle here. I just put the vehicle in 6th gear. You know, no drone from the exhaust, just cruising here and that right now. Yeah, it's nice and quiet. Now, of course, you still can't hear it, but it's not like it's overbearing or anything. And you have a nice audio system right here. I just really love how this car is really put together for anyone. Go ahead and downshift one more time here. So definitely a fast car. I mean, like I said already, and I do believe that this vehicle is running around 15 pounds of boost. So you know, and like I said, boost, for anyone who might not know, this is a turbocharged car. So basically runs off the exhaust fumes, and I might make another video going more in depth on how that works. But basically it's forced induction, and you know, 15 pounds boost, that's a decent amount of boost, and it's definitely more to work with here. You know, I'm sure you could upgrade the car even more, but like I said, 70 horsepower over stock already. It's definitely a phenomenal car performance wise, and I really do like how, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but the car keeps downshifting because it is in sports mode. I like how this transmission is thinking about how I'm driving, and it just downshifted right there because it's trying to stay in the power band, wanting to stay ready to go. This is a 6-speed automatic. Like I said, it just went down to 3rd for me, getting on it here. Now, one thing I will say about this car, with it being lowered, a lot of lowered cars, people worry about them, you know, scraping and whatnot. And I have driven this car on some little inclines and whatnot so far, on some areas where you might scrape, and I have not scraped yet. So it is low, but it is a functional low. Therefore, it being, I'm saying that you can still drive this car and not really have to worry about it. Let's go ahead and downshift there, get onto it, rolling onto it. And taking some turns here in the 2011 Volkswagen GTI. Very flat with this exhaust. Oh wow, very flat with the suspension here. Very fast, quick, easy to drive car. I mean, it just ate that turn right up. And I really like how this automatic transmission, you can definitely just downshift it that easy. I'm gonna go ahead and slow down here, figure out how the brakes are. Definitely nice, downshifted right there again. Power out this turn. Oh, this thing would definitely be a backroad monster. I mean, it actually is a backroad monster. It'd definitely be a track monster. Hit the little boost right there. I love seeing this boost gauge go up and down, letting you know how much boost you're running and stuff like that. This is definitely a nice, fun, fast car. And we're gonna go ahead and do a slower roll on here, almost from a dead stop. Go ahead and roll onto it in first. Like I said, a little bit of torque there, but definitely was not much. Definitely a fun little car, man. Another thing with these cars, they compete so well with the Honda Civic SIs and stuff like that, the lower powered but fun to drive cars, you know, like the Focus ST, the Fiesta ST, you know, these things definitely, I see why people, so many people buy them, so many people are fans of them, because they're affordable, and you really do have a nice looking cockpit, especially with this one being so special, that from the fact that it is from Germany. Is definitely another reason why this car is so little and so small and so fun, especially with it being tuned by APR right there, and it just, the way I'm hitting these bumps. Also, the suspension, like I said, a little lowered, especially with these wheels going on. It handles everything fine. I mean, honestly, you would think that this car comes from the factory, and I cannot make that up. You would think that this car drives like this from the factory. It's really that good. Another thing I forgot to mention, this being the Stage 2 package from APR Performance, it also has a carbon fiber cold air intake up front under the hood there, and then you also have a downpipe, and that allows them to squeeze out that extra 70 horsepower and the 319 pound-feet of torque. So, I mean, overall, this is just really a nice package. Like I already said, you have a really nice interior. you know, especially for the price that you can get these cars at. You know, and it really did open up my eyes as to see why people like these. Like I said, they're so respected, you know, liking everything about this vehicle, from the boost gauge that's been added on, from the gauges that you already have right here, the navigation system, the flat bottom steering wheel, just everything about this vehicle is so nice. The power is definitely nice right here, man. And like I said, definitely opened my eyes up to why people like this vehicle. If you would like to find out more about this vehicle or take this vehicle on a test drive, because this particular vehicle is for sale, has around 77,000 miles on it. Like I said, 2011 model. It is available here at Capital Ford and here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and you will definitely not be disappointed. The previous owner of this car took great care of this car. I mean, it is an absolute amazing condition. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff for more pulls like this and different types of cars and stuff like that. And I'll catch you guys in another video.